Ever wonder why your drive feels fine at dinner, but disappears by bedtime and you just quietly accept it as aging? Here's the myth. It's not only hormones, and it's definitely not all in your head. For many men over 50, the real root problem is overnight blood flow, blood sugar swings, and inflammation that sabotage performance while you sleep. In this video, I'll show you the top 4 bedtime juices that can support stronger morning performance without pills or embarrassment. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a urologist with 40 years of experience helping men restore confidence naturally. Tell me where you're watching from, and if this helps, like and subscribe. If you're a man over 50 and you've noticed your mornings aren't what they used to be, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken and you're not alone. Most men quietly assume it's just age, or they blame testosterone and stop there. But in my clinic, I've seen something far more common and far more fixable. Morning performance is heavily tied to what happens to your blood vessels, your nerves, and your blood sugar while you sleep. Nighttime is when your body is supposed to recharge circulation, calm stress hormones, and restore that healthy responsiveness. When that system is disrupted, mornings are the first place you feel it. Here's the simple biology. Stronger morning performance depends on steady blood flow and a compound your body makes called nitric oxide, which helps blood vessels relax and open. As men age, blood vessels can get stiffer from inflammation, higher blood pressure, or years of sugar spikes, add poor sleep or late night stress, and cortisol stays elevated, which tightens vessels and dulls desire. And if you eat something sweet or heavy too late, your blood sugar can spike, then crash at 2 or 3 a.m., and that crash triggers adrenaline. You may not fully wake up, but your body does, and the recovery process gets interrupted. So here's your practical bedtime window rule. Stop heavy meals and sugary snacks at least 2 to 3 hours before sleep. If you want something, keep it light and supportive. Think hydration, gentle nutrients, and no big glucose hit. That one change alone often improves sleep quality and morning energy in men over 60. Now, once that window is in place, the next step is powerful because the first juice I'm about to share works with your circulation while you sleep. Let's start with the first bedtime juice. And I'm going to smile as I say this because most men underestimate it. Beet juice. If you've heard about beets for blood pressure or workouts and you shrugged it off, I get it, it sounds too simple. But the reason it can help morning performance is very real biology, and it's especially relevant for men over 50 whose blood vessels have gotten a little less stretchy over time. Beets are naturally high in dietary nitrates. Now, don't let that word scare you. In your body, those nitrates convert into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is like a gentle signal to your arteries. Relax, open up, let blood flow. That matters because stronger circulation is the foundation of stronger performance. When nitric oxide is low, blood vessels tend to stay tighter, and even if desire is there, the body doesn't respond the way you want it to. I've had men tell me, privately, "Doc, I feel young in my mind, but my body doesn't follow." Circulation is often the missing link. Here's how to use it without paying the price at 2 a.m. Start with 4 to 6 ounces of beet juice about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. Not a big glass, not a full bottle. More is not better here. More can mean more bathroom trips and lighter sleep. If you're sensitive, dilute it with a little water, and for the best effect, avoid brushing your teeth or using strong mouthwash right after, because mouth bacteria help that nitrate to nitric oxide process. Try this for 7 nights and notice your morning response, not just one night. And next, I'm going to add the juice that calms inflammation, because inflammation is the silent performance killer most men never suspect. Now let's talk about the second bedtime juice, because even if you boost nitric oxide, There's another problem that quietly blocks results in men over 60, inflammation. And I don't mean the kind you feel like a swollen ankle. I mean the low-grade, everyday inflammation that makes blood vessels stiffer, nerves less responsive, and recovery slower. It's the kind that creeps in with years of stress, processed foods, poor sleep, and that "I'll deal with it later" attitude most good men carry. When inflammation is higher, the lining of your blood vessels, what doctors call the endothelium, doesn't relax as easily. That means less smooth blood flow. It can also dull sensitivity, so even when you want closeness, your body feels muted. I've had men describe it as the signal feels weaker. That's not just in your head, it's chemistry. This is where tart cherry juice becomes your alcohol-free nightcap. Tart cherries contain natural compounds like anthocyanins that support the body's anti-inflammatory response, and they can also support better sleep quality for some people. Better sleep plus calmer blood vessels is a powerful combination for stronger mornings. But again, the size matters, because too much fruit sugar late can backfire. My guidance is 2 to 4 ounces of tart cherry concentrate mixed into a small glass of water about an hour before bed. Here's the pairing trick that improves absorption and steadies the effect. Add a tiny pinch of black pepper or take it alongside a small handful of nuts. You're not trying to eat a meal. You're giving your body a little help using those protective compounds while keeping blood sugar calm. If you've been waking up feeling wired at 3 a.m. or you toss and turn and can't explain why, inflammation may be part of it, but it's not the only thief. Because next we need to talk about blood sugar swings that can ruin the whole night without you even realizing it. If you want deeper sleep and better morning performance, you have to respect one thing that most men over 50 ignore: blood sugar at night. I can't tell you how many times a man says, "Doc, I don't even eat sweets." And then we find the hidden culprits: late fruit bowls, a big glass of juice, dessert just a little, or even a heavy carb dinner too close to bed. What happens next is a roller coaster your body doesn't forgive. Here's the biology in plain English. When your glucose spikes late, insulin rises to bring it down. Then, a few hours later, some men crash. Your body reads that crash as danger, so it releases stress hormones, adrenaline and cortisol, to rescue your blood sugar. You may not fully wake up, but your nervous system does. That's why you can wake at 2 or 3 a.m. with a racing mind, a dry mouth, or that strange on-edge feeling. And when stress hormones stay high at night, circulation tightens, sleep gets lighter, and morning performance becomes weaker and unpredictable. This is where a small amount of pomegranate juice can help, because it supports blood vessel function and may improve the balance between oxidative stress and healthy circulation, without being as aggressively sugary as many other juices when used correctly. But the key phrase is used correctly. Do this 2 to 3 ounces of pure pomegranate juice, diluted in at least 6 to 8 ounces of water, about 60 minutes before bed. If you want even steadier results, combine it with a small protein bite, like a few spoonfuls of plain Greek yogurt or a small handful of nuts, so the sugar absorbs slowly instead of hitting fast. You're not chasing sweetness, you're building stability. Give it a week and pay attention not only to mornings, but to how often you wake at night, because now we're ready to finish with the fourth juice, the one that supports testosterone signaling naturally, without promises, without hype, and without miracle talk. Now let's talk about the fourth juice, and I call this one the confidence juice because it helps the pathways that help you feel like yourself again. Not overnight magic, not a testosterone gimmick, but real, steady support for the systems that drive response, your hormones, your blood vessels, and the cellular spark that powers energy. For many men over 60, the problem isn't that testosterone is suddenly zero. It's that inflammation, oxidative stress, poor sleep, and nutrient gaps make your body less sensitive to the signals it already has. This is where fresh carrot juice earns its place. Carrots are rich in antioxidants like beta-carotene, and they support the body's overall resilience. But the bigger point for men is micronutrients that help hormone signaling and circulation work smoothly, because hormones don't act in isolation. They need healthy cells, healthy vessels, and a nervous system that isn't constantly stressed. When men tell me quietly, "Doc, I don't feel confident anymore," what they're really describing is a whole body slowdown. Supporting cellular health is part of bringing that back. Here's the safest way to use it at night. Keep it modest. 4 ounces of fresh carrot juice about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. And do it 3 to 4 nights per week, not every single night forever. Why? Because too much concentrated carrot juice daily can push certain nutrients higher than you need, and some men are sensitive to how sweet it tastes, which can trigger cravings later. Who should avoid it or be cautious? If you have uncontrolled diabetes, severe kidney issues, or you're on blood thinners and making major diet changes, talk to your clinician first. And if you notice it increases nighttime urination, pull the portion down to 2 to 3 ounces. The truth is, these juices work best when you choose the right one for your body, not someone else's. And next, I'll show you exactly how to pick your best match and how to tell if it's working without guessing. Now let me make this simple and safe, because the goal is not to drink 4 juices and hope for a miracle. The goal is to use the right amount at the right time in a way that supports sleep instead of disrupting it. Here's a practical rotation that works well for many men over 50. Pick just 1 juice for the first 3 nights, then switch to another for the next 3 nights, and take the 7th night as a reset night with only water. That gives your body a clear signal, and it helps you notice what's actually helping. What should you realistically expect in 7 days? For most men, the first change is not a dramatic bedroom moment. It's better sleep depth, fewer middle-of-the-night wake-ups, improved morning energy, and a more consistent morning response. That consistency is the real win. If you've been unpredictable for months, even a modest improvement can restore confidence quickly. Now here are the biggest mistakes that cancel results. 1. Drinking too much and then waking up to pee, which ruins the very sleep you need. 2. Choosing sweet juices or large portions that spike blood sugar at night. 3. Stacking juice on top of late meals, alcohol, or dessert, and expecting the juice to undo it. And 4. Judging everything on one night. Your body doesn't rebuild circulation and nervous system balance in 24 hours. So here's your 7-day check-in method with no pressure. Each morning, rate 3 things from 1 to 10. Sleep quality, morning energy, and morning response. That's it. No shame, no overthinking, just a simple scoreboard. If 2 of the 3 improve by day 7, you're on the right track. If not, you adjust portions or timing. And in the outro, I'm going to leave you with one message every man deserves to hear after 50. Because your best years are not behind you. This isn't about perfection, and it's not about chasing some fantasy version of yourself. It's about getting your confidence back, one simple night routine at a time. Start with just 1 juice, keep the portion modest, and stay consistent for 7 days. Then come back and tell me what you noticed in the comments, because your story helps other men too. And remember this, your best years aren't behind you. They're waiting on the choices you make tonight.